Director for Agribusiness and Agriculture for the Kellanova Company. You may know of us as Kellogg's. We changed our name a couple of years ago. So we are the largest producer of breakfast cereals in the world and also the second largest producer of salty snacks, as we own the Pringles brand. So I have a long association and a long background with the Kellogg organisation. I've worked across a number of different areas within Kellogg's, from R&D, marketing, sales, and contract manufacturing, but a large proportion of my experience with Kellogg's has been in procurement and in the agricultural side. So as part of my role, I've been very fortunate to have worked with the CGIAR groups across a range of commodities, including ERI and SIP, but by the ones that we've had the most engagement with has been CIMMYT. We've had a project running in Mexico with CIMMYT now for the last 9 years, and we have just signed an extension of that project for another 5 years. So that project has been around the development of sustainable agricultural practices with smallholder corn farmers. Main states that we've been operating in have been Jalisco, Guanajuato, and Sinaloa. And please excuse my pronunciation of Mexican states. As I said, this project has been running now for 8 years, and we're heading into another extension. The project has been extremely successful for both Kellogg's and for CIMMYT. The relationship and engagement has been developing over the 8-year period, and we've actually increased the breadth and impact of the project every year as we've been progressing. So we started out quite small in terms of the number of farmers that we dealt with and the number of practices that we were operating in from a sustainable agricultural perspective. But each year we've reevaluated with the support of CIMMYT. We've looked at what new KPIs we want to build in, and now we are in a position where we are very, very much focused around nutrient use efficiency, water use efficiency, and greenhouse gas emission reductions, as well as maintaining soil health. So all of these are absolutely critical parameters for Kellanova in terms of our sustainable agricultural practices. We source a percentage of our corn locally in Mexico. We do have corn imported from the US, but part of the reason for this particular project with CIMMYT, apart from helping and supporting smallholder farmers, is to increase the capacity that we have to source local corn. As part of the project, we have also engaged with key third-party partners to help us and CIMMYT to achieve the success we've had. Those third-party partners are mainly our millers. So our millers are the ones that have the direct engagement with our farmers. So we as Kellanova do not direct contract with farmers. We go through our millers as a third-party intermediary. So it's been vitally important that we've included our millers as part of the project, as they are the ones that facilitate the engagement with the farmers. And they have been able to support CIMMYT in CIMMYT's training programs that they've been running with our farmers and advisory capacity on sustainable agricultural practices. This year, we've also included aggregators as part of our network. So the aggregators we have found have a certain degree of engagement as well with local farmers. Maybe not as much as the millers, but certainly by bringing them in, we're probably reaching a broader base of farmers than we did by just running with millers. So this year we've brought on, I think, 4 main aggregators within the states that we're operating in. One of the most important aspects of the program that we have been running here with CIMMYT has been the development of a model that has been an all-encompassing across the supply chain that we're operating in. So this model engages, as I said, the millers and the aggregators, but very importantly, the farmers and the farmers' communities, and includes the CIMMYT Hub model, which helps to disseminate the information and make sure that the farmers are all receiving the same level of technical capabilities and training on their sustainable agricultural practices. This particular model has been probably the most successful one that we've run anywhere in the world in terms of the farmer engagement and in terms of enabling farmers to increase their capabilities. And it would certainly be the model that we would be looking to expand to in any other projects that we're working with CIMMYT in any countries outside of Mexico. So I think there's been a high degree of learning and a high degree of success in the way that this has been engaged with the farmers and as I said, with the development of this ecosystem that encompasses the whole of the supply chain. So as part of our project, we as a commercial business, we need to understand what is being delivered from the return on investment on the project. So we have built a list of KPIs into the work that we've been doing with CIMMYT. Now those KPIs are very important because they help us to understand how we're performing against a set of metrics that we have identified as being critical for this project. So for us as a commercial business, we live and breathe with KPIs. Metrics are very important for us. So I have to be very clear to say that everything that we have built in from a KPI perspective is being delivered by CIMMYT in our program. So it's been a highly successful in focusing the groups, focusing the teams on what the deliverables need to be and ensure that we as the investor are getting the return on investment that we're looking for out of our project. What is very exciting for us as we have progressed through the program in Mexico is what has been highly evident to us is that the model that we've developed there is very easily transferable to other countries and other locations. While there may be local nuances in how we would engage with the farmers, the overall model in terms of the consortium of CIMMYT from an academic and research perspective, Kellanova in terms of the end user, the miller, the aggregators, but most importantly the farmers, and I probably should add here also the seed companies if they're required to be part of the program as well. Putting everybody together in a consortium model has been a very key learning for us because we know that we alone as Kellanova cannot make the impact that's required. But when you put a team together like we have built in Mexico, it's been incredibly successful in reaching the farmers and proving to them that when you put the implementation packages in place at the farm level, it has a positive response for them. I should add that we've also done an economic evaluation of the building sustainable agricultural practices versus conventional agricultural methodologies in Mexico. And we have shown that when our farmers adopt the practices that we have built, that they are having a higher return on their gross margin at the farm level. So it's been also financially very successful for the farmers. So that's been another key learning for us. So when I put it all together, as I said, it's a very transferable program. It really does require identifying who the correct third-party partners are that we work with in country, but this could be adaptable and usable in India, it could be adaptable and usable in Sri Lanka, or any other country in South Asia or Southeast Asia. So it's very exciting for us as we look to expand our impact on our corn farmers into countries like India. The fact that we've had such a successful program in Mexico means to us that we can lift and drop and have just a successful impact in other countries outside of Mexico. So in summary, we've had a fantastic experience working with CIMMYT. They are incredibly professional, incredibly dedicated and passionate group to work with. And I would encourage anybody in the room who is looking to engage with a program around embedding sustainable agricultural practices, whether that's in corn, wheat or any other crop that you could engage with CIMMYT on, I would encourage you to reach out to them, to work with them. They have the model in place to be able to deliver the KPIs and the results you're looking for. And as the Kellanova company, we feel incredibly indebted to CIMMYT for the support and guidance they have given us in our programs in Mexico. Thank you all very much.